Good evening. Today it's Saturday, the 16th of July 2022. I've decided to put a new vlog online, vlog 16 part 2 in a way. First, I want to start with that I put a new promotion online. Every season, I have 5 promotional days in which I can give my books away for free. So I had 2 days left, and that means that from tomorrow morning, the 17th of July on a Sunday until Monday, the 18th of July, that you can get my ebooks for free. So when reading them, I would love to ask you if you can give me a star and or a comment on the Amazon sites. In that way, other people might want to read my books as well. And especially the latest one called New Milestones. I'm participating in a contest with that book, and that ends at the 31st of August of this year. So I would say check him out. And like I said, if you want to give me a star and a comment, I would really, really appreciate that. I have them in front of me, 4 hard copies. Ta-da! This is the first one called Milestones, and that's about my hospitalization. And the first stories about the afterlife and reincarnation, told through stories, but also poetry and artwork I made in that time. This is the second book, Traveling Weighty, and that's a poem bundle, small little poems about the afterlife mostly, to explain myself. And I love to write poetry as well. So also a very, very nice book. It's a small one, but this book does really well. It's called The Pharaoh's Guiding, Psychosis and Reincarnation. And it's doing really well. I gave more than at least 160 copies away from this book. The first time I gave 86 of them away, and on another promotion, more than 50. So that's really cool. This is the first book I'm trying to explain myself, also with my diary on the side, and again with stories and poetry and artwork. And this one is from 2019, like it says, the vlogs from summer and autumn time of that year. It's also pretty accurate about the vlogs I put online. So I would say check them out as well. And then the last one, called New Milestones, is from 2021 until the beginning of May 2022. And also, again, with artwork and poetry and things like that, all combining them together to make it in a good flow. You can read them all separately, but you can also read them all together to have a sort of insight in my life. And it's not only about diary, but also about philosophical questions and things like that. The afterlife, reincarnation, what it's like to be delusional, trying to explain myself time after time, and learning from that. And I think that's very cool. Other things, I did write some material, but I'm not sure if I want to talk it out loud this time. So I could make it into a smaller version about it. It's about zooming in and zooming out. I saw on a YouTube the other day to divide A4 paper. It turns out that you can divide that with the same measures that come up every time. So you can zoom in a way. Yeah, zooming in, like going from this place to my face, to the cells in my body, to the atoms and molecules and things like that. But you can also go the other way around into the universe, that you have the planets, the Milky Ways and the galaxies and things like that. I think that's also pretty cool. So I thought to myself, I can put that within my own psychotic mindset. It's a bit the same, like the chessboard, that you can have many steps ahead within your thoughts and feelings and things like that. But also losing control of inside of a psychosis, it's like one step, another step, and then zooming in on that certain spot, like a pyramid, that every time you go higher, you have less possibilities. But they stand on their own in a way, separately, on each step of the chessboard. And then you can zoom in or zoom out, and that one chessboard is only one step. And then you have multiple lives to zoom in and to zoom out again. So you're doing that every time in a way within a psychosis. But when you're inside of psychosis, you're cut off from reality sense. But then again, what is reality? How far do you go? How deep do you go? All these steps are, mixed through each other. That you really lost it in a way. And I think that's very interesting. It really is. So, like the chessboard, is it one step is one life, or one step multiple thoughts within one life, or the seasons or times from your life? Maybe a collection of 10 lives within one life. There are many possibilities with that. But it's a bit like zooming in and zooming out. That you're inside of a small psychotic episode in a way, and that you can't see anything surrounding that you really lost it. It makes sense, right? I mean, I'm trying to explain myself big time. And yeah, for me, I get some inner rest within myself that I'm losing now, getting back control on my own life and not getting lost within insanity and things like that, madness all the time. It's like the storm on Jupiter. When you're inside that storm, it's really a big storm, and then you can't see anything else than that storm. But then you get out of the storm, and then you see that there is a beautiful, beautiful, big, big, big planet. That does me really well. There are many places and where you can go to, and that you can trying to explain yourself in a way. Inside the storm, and that's everything. But when you're outside the storm, there's nothing wrong. And it's also about, how do you say that? Like a fish in the water. He doesn't know better, you know. He's a fish in the water. But then to learn and to realize that outside of the water, on the land and the air, are many, many, many possibilities. And also, again, zooming in, zooming out, with the universe. And like I said in other stories of mine, that we go from planet to planet with our twin soul as energy from planet to planet, zooming in, zooming out. And also about the afterlife, again, zooming in, zooming out, reincarnation. So you have a new perspective in a way, and you can learn all along the way, and I think that's really beautiful. And I think it's worth something. So that's what I've learned from all the psychosis, to see new realities, lost in madness all the time. Again, like the storm on Jupiter. But like I said, when you're getting out of it, it's like it never existed. You know, it's a bit like that. So I hope I explain it well. So my latest book is about the vlogs, and I, when reading my books, I like the stories I put inside of them. I'm trying to do my utmost best to explain myself, also for other people to understand what is going on within me. I had to learn everything all over again, also when being diagnosed with schizophrenia, or later on heavy schizophrenia, heavy chronic psychosis and heavy schizophrenia. That was really a tough, tough, tough time. And I've learned about it by being as honest as possible what went on within myself, the turmoil of madness all the time, all over again. Because I lost myself within the storm of Jupiter. And now I'm getting out of it, so I can understand what happened with me. But when you're inside of that moment, you're lost. That's it. That's all there is. You can do weird things, kill people, murder people, but also committing suicide or things like that. Because with this reality, we all have different views on that. But I've learned that eventually the only reality there is reincarnation and traveling with your twin soul from planet to planet. I mean, that's massive, it's really cool. It really is magnificent. And I think many people will feel well with that thought, There's no eternity in sadness and sorrow. Zooming in, zooming out again, from one life to another. And one life can be really big, but then to learn there are many, many, many more, then you can let yourself go and be in Zen in a way, like meditating, some people don't know how to do that. But when to learn the different parts of the afterlife and beyond, you can go within yourself much better. So, I could read some. I think, they all, every book has something I really like. and especially the poetry and the artwork. I really loved making these pieces of work. Actually, that's me from that time, and that's me in a collection. And to understand and maybe even teach other people about the mental instabilities people can have. I mean, what it's like to be delusional, but also dementia. That you forget everything about life within one life, short term and long term. What's reality? You need to see reality. And that's something I've learned. So although I'm gone every now and then, the reality sense are getting back better and bigger and better. And that's really cool. That really is. Okay, a small little poem. Sleep is good to reset the mind. In the afterlife, we don't need that. The higher you go, the less sleep you need. Strolling through the parks, visiting temples, helping people on earth and in the lower spheres. It's a really beautiful place. If you made good, of course. There are misty and dark places as well. You had many lives on Earth and other planets. We've been to the afterlife many times before, only forget about it most of the time. Now is the time to remember again. Maybe this life or the next. Don't do things you will regret. And thinking about murder, rape, and bad relationships, the good and the bad, everything will come back again in another life. There is no death. The spirit and soul will continue to live on. The body stays behind. Then you will get another one in the next life, male or female, and the other way around. So many people on the planet with different views, but we will go to the same place. There is no need for war or corruption, murder or rape. We all reach the levels of the highest spheres. We will have heaven on earth. We could change the entire system, societies and beliefs, schools and new directions, observers of God. That's what we are. In a way, we are God, in a way. But to learn about the seven cosmic degrees as well, actually, that each degree has 6 planets and one mother planet, and then you will go from one to the other. And that Christ came from the last planet, from the 7 cosmic degrees, all the way back to the afterlife from Earth, and then to be reborn on Earth again to tell his stories. But there are many, many planets above us and in between that. And Christ is moving through all of these planets where we are going to eventually to teach people. And the higher you get, the more in touch with God you will become. Because the Earth has dark spheres and things like that. But other planets don't have that anymore. In the future, I mean. In the past, it was different, of course. I mean, the universal love of the afterlife is really big. It really is. And we can learn about that big time. And I think that's really beautiful. Many, many planets where we will go to. Oh my God, it's really amazing, and to learn about one life, but also about all your other lives. For me, I've learned that I made a new appointment, by the way, with the medium, but I can do that in September. And I really love going there because last time I was there, we only talked about past lives of mine, and I didn't have to do anything. It was just one-on-one with all the things I was thinking about life and God and reincarnation. And she started right away with lives I had in the past. And in one life, as she said, I lost the goodness of humankind because I was put inside the dungeons of Tower Hill and was tortured there for at least 8 days. And then I passed over. And she said there was a lot of blood actually, and a lot of rashes, and that I really, lost it in the goodness of humankind. But I also fought in the First World War, so different lives. And that's why I'm against war and murdering people, because it's a waste of time, Been there, done that. Been there and done that, So when looking through all the civilizations we had on Earth, we went there, we created these societies. And now it's time to make new ones. And also about reincarnation and God and things like that. I think that's really, 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 really beautiful. So, okay, I will keep it like this. Like I said, I really hope you want to read my books. And like I said, give me please a star in the comments, because that really helps me big time. It really does. Okay, I would say have a great day, and I'll see you guys next time.